Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined by the champ. That's good to say. Hey, the champ, eh? Yeah? That must feel good, right?
About time I had that title in it after all the interviews we done. And
Yeah.
obviously all the messing about it. In September now you finally get to introduce me as the champ.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking. It's been a while, man. And obviously, you take, ladies and gentlemen, Jack is taking on Scott Malone at Cage Warriors 104. How fun, can I just ask, was that promo? Because the castle, and that was good crack. I enjoyed that one. It was really good.
Yeah, it was a nice one for me as well. Like the one I done for December and September. It took like all day filming because we had to film in different spots. I had my old sprinting and we had to do all the audio and the stuff in the gym. Whereas this was nice and easy. It was all done in one spot for me, all done in another spot for Scott, and we had sort of 10 minutes at the beginning, at the end of the trailer, but at the beginning of the day where we had to do a bit face to face. It was a nice simple one, and it seems like a lot of people are preferring it, to some of the other ones. So it was good though. A lot of people said it got the goosebumps going, and and it's drawn a lot of interest. I found, especially last week, the amount of people commenting and sharing it and stuff have been through the roof. So well done on obviously the Cage Warriors for that. That was all the idea, obviously.
Yeah, and obviously now Dan is becoming like a Morgan Freeman, narrating, talking in the background with the little speeches.
He makes it look so easy. If they asked me to do something like that, it'd probably take about 30 takes, whereas I imagine it took Dan only one.
And yeah, man, it's good because like they did the sit down as well with you and Scott, with Dan in the middle, and it's kind of, I like that. I'd like to see more stuff like that, kind of like boxing do it, don't they? And it'd be nice to have that in MMA a bit more, because I think it's a bit of fun. You kind of, it's a bit trying to be respectful, but sometimes there's a couple of comments that sneak in there, a little underline, and I like that. That was good. It was good fun. How did you find that?
Yeah, in all fairness, I enjoyed it. I've never done sort of like a head-to-head like that before. The gloves are off. I know they call it, don't they, in boxing, but
yeah.
I've never done nothing like that before, but I enjoyed it. Scott is obviously quite respectful, and he's not he's a little bit similar to me, I suppose. He's not a big trash talker and a loudmouth. So, like you said, it was respectful and calm, but it was obviously we both got our point across, and in the fact we thought we're both confident that we're going to get a win and the finish. So it wasn't one of them ones where, although it was respectful, it wasn't. I don't feel like it was boring for people to watch. It wasn't like where it didn't draw no interest in the fight because the two guys are being respectful. Although we went down that route, it was, you could still see that I was confident and he was confident as well.
But your skill sets is what does the real talking, and the people who want the smack talking, I feel that they're not the real martial artists, if that makes sense. They're not the martial arts fans. They're more, they just want to slap and tickle.
Yeah, it's like people call it the McGregor era, don't they? Obviously, McGregor has made more than any other fighter, obviously, doing it. But the reason I think is so effective for Conor is because that's who he is. He's sharp with the tongue. He backs it up what he's saying, and he's a funny guy. If I went out there and tried to speak like McGregor, people would be like, "Well, that's fake." That's an act. you see so many guys now, who are talking that type of talk like he is, thinking they're going to make all the money he's making, and then it just comes across fit. You see him in person, they're as quiet as a mouse. They got nothing to say. Whereas, my attitude on it is this, I come across respectful because that's how I am. Like you say, I see myself as a martial artist, as a trash talker. But if someone got a problem with me, online, they want to talk the talk online, then they better have, that same attitude when they see me in person, because, it's not an act. It's if you're brash with the tongue, you got to be able to back that up. If you're respectful and humble, and you can't be turning up to weigh-ins and stuff like that and giving it the push and shove. It's whatever works for you. And obviously with me, it's no point me going out there and acting all trash talking and acting tough when that's not me. I'm more of a martial artist, and more of, like you said, let my skills do the talking rather than trying to build a fight on words.
Yeah, and I was about to say, because especially your dad would probably clip you around the ear anyway. So don't be a prat. So the thing about Scott is he's got a little bit of know-how. He's competing against Josh. You've got a bit of a heads up as well. does that have any effect? Or does it, the fact that you guys, like, your dad would have studied him a bit more now, and obviously already had a bit of info prior, is that something that's helped?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to benefit him at all, skill wise, having beat Josh. I think, I'm not saying it was a fluke, don't get me wrong. He's obviously a skilled fighter, but obviously the way that fight ended, Josh sort of rolled him into the armbar, and it was once you know yourself, once an armbar's on, it's on. There's no real way of fighting out of it. If they fought again, it probably, they could go 100 different ways. So but me and Josh, obviously me and Josh in the same camp for that fight. We fought on the same day, so I sort of helped Josh prepare for him a little bit. So yeah, we've watched, we've been watching him for a long time, but it's not one of them ones, he's not a style that I haven't faced before. So it's not like I've had to, sit down at the beginning of camp and completely assess, how we're going to approach it and what sort of training we're going to do. I've been fighting guys with this sort of style for a long time. So, and I mean, I'm confident all round in my skill set. So it doesn't matter really to me what style I fight. If I fight a good grappler, then I'm comfortable there. If I fight a good striker, I'm comfortable there. But obviously the coaches have had a couple of looks on him, over the past couple of months between fighting me and Josh. So I suppose you could see that as a benefit. But him beating Josh, I don't feel like that's any real benefit to him. It's a good win for him, but
yes,
I don't feel like him beating Josh is not going to give him any sort of advantage over me. The fact that he's beat Josh.
Yeah, there's no like mental edge or whatever. I've got one over on your gym. I've got yours now.
It's nothing like that.
Now, obviously, this fight is going to be great. It's going to be great atmosphere. The crowd's going to be wild. But Graham has mentioned Australia for Cage Warriors. Now, there's obviously a ton of guys over there. That would be quite a blast, I would have thought. Is that something? As soon as he mentioned that, did all of you guys just kind of went, free suntan? Get in.
To be honest, I've traveled to fight a lot of my fights in Wales, so it would be nice to get out to Australia and have a fight. But obviously, there's logistics that come with it as well. Yeah. I would imagine for them to do a show in Australia, they're going to try and fill it. I imagine with a majority of guys being on the Australian. If they wanted me to fight out there, it'd be something I'm open to. But we'll just see how it goes. Obviously, I know they're not going until the end of the year, so. It's all if ands or maybes at the minute, but I'm not much of a sun worshipper myself anyway. I only got to be out there for 10 minutes and I burn. I got ginger skin, so if I did go out there, I'd be hiding away inside anyway.
Yeah, I'm the same. I got a nice shade of red, peel, and back to white again.
I go brown about a week later after suffered a week of sunburn.
Yeah, we don't do too well with this sun. Nah, give us a pour. Give us the clouds and the rain. We're golden.
That's it. Yeah. Stick to the Welsh weather.
I was going to say it's good time in talking to you this week because it's 30 years since Oasis hit the charts.
Really? See, I should know stuff like that, shouldn't I?
You should know because you keep posting about Oasis. But the thing is, I sat there and I sat to myself and I went, he's an Oasis fan. He's quite into Oasis here. He popped quite a lot up, and I went. I was like sitting there thinking, how old are you? I was like, hang on, you weren't even born when they came out.
It's obviously I walk out to Supersonic, don't I? And it come up this week. There's 25 years to the week that Supersonic was released. So, but you can, anyone who's hating on me for that can blame my old man. That's from obviously that's his era. Oasis. So growing up driving about in the car with him is that's probably why I know the majority of their songs subconsciously before I even knew I knew them. So it's but I have turned into quite the super fan. Yeah, I suppose my girlfriend will agree with this. She's always on my case for constantly playing the same Oasis song. So you haven't been the first interview I've had where they've called me on that either.
Look, the reason is I am a big Oasis fan. I am huge on them, and they as a band, it was an era. Obviously, sadly you didn't get experience, but it was insane. Like suddenly when they came out, like I said, the word swagger is used nowadays, but that's what I suddenly walked around, the arms out a little bit more, leaning back.
Yeah,
think I'm Liam Gallagher walking, hands behind my back when I'm talking. Like it was just an insane it was like remember how like in wrestling they had WWE Attitude Time, you had Degeneration Excellence. It was like that. You just all of a sudden everyone had a bit of attitude about them. They're like, yeah, you know what I mean, man, yeah.
It did inspire generally. Like I went to watch Liam back. This December, the December before, me and a couple of boys. He was in Cardiff, and there was, and we all dressed up. No, we all looked the part, but there was boys who were younger than me, like you said, in Parkers and the Adidas swagging about the place. So it's it's even though it was a long time ago, I think they're one of them bands, and it'll last forever, I imagine, or for a long time. It's a bit like like the Beatles, stuff like that. Although there was years and years ago, people still harp on about them now. So if you don't like Oasis, you're probably better off unfollowing me, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I will. I watched them live in Belfast, and I can't even put into words what it was like. It is surreal, absolutely surreal. And I was probably I was in the front of the crowd. Me and mate got to the front of the crowd. We were there first, got to the front. You had Liam and Noel in front, and it was just, it sounds mental, just like we're two grown-ass men. Watch two grown-ass men, and we're just besotted. It was weird when you look at it from that perspective, but in our hearts, we're just these lads that grew up from the 90s. We went back in time machine to when we first heard them. But obviously you walk out of Supersonic, but is that your favourite song, though?
It's either that or Slide Away, the two classics. But to be honest, the majority of their songs I like, if I'm out running or whatever and I'm on a tough run or a tough sprint session, it's always Oasis banging.
Yeah.
My S&C coach, Greg, Big GC as well. He's a big Oasis fan. He's a little bit older than me, so he's if we're doing a tough session, we usually like to bang the Oasis on down the gym, and we get a couple of locks because obviously it's not everyone's sort of training music. But, we're usually the hardest two in the gym anyway, so not many turn it off down the when we're doing our S&C.
I was saying mine's Master Plan. Even though it's a B-side, it just piece of art that was. Beautiful song.
Like the boys up the gym used to rip me because when I broke my hand last year, obviously I was training, but there was only so much training I could do. So it'd mainly be like cardio and sort of, I couldn't grapple. So it might do a bit of boxing in one hand. So I was sort of just training in the morning and in the night. So I wouldn't train in the days. And all my Snapchat would be flooded with in the days is videos of me watching live Oasis concerts for 2 hours at a time. Just letting the bed YouTube live Oasis concerts. So I just get a bit of stick off the boys at the gym for that as well. But I don't really care anyway.
No, because it's great. It's great music. I love it.
That's it.
I'm
if you don't like
obsessed.
Oasis, you don't know music. As simple as
Yeah.
that.
I've got stacks on my phone of it. Every time I get a new phone, if I can't transfer it over, whatever, that's the first stuff I go to. I'm like, right, let's just get the Here album on, Champagne. I'm just fill it with it, just absolutely all of it. I remember, mate. I got a tape cassette. That's how long ago it was. I remember buying a tape cassette of their album.
That's old, old school.
Yeah, I went down to HMV, and there would be queues, right? Obviously, HMV was like when there was CDs and tapes. Mate, the queues were out the building for Oasis. That's how crazy it was. Like people would just queue with just a tape cassette, wanting to buy this album, and then all of a sudden, where I lived, the streets that I lived, people just have it on full whack. All you'd hear was Oasis just going absolutely full whack on people's tape cassette players, stereos, cars, everything. It was. Oh mate, I got rattled. My mum battered me because I used to play it all the time, loud as anything. She could hear it up the road. She'd come down, just clip me. Absolutely loved it. Great time it was. Brilliant time. Sadly, it's gone now. Sadly, those times are gone in a way. The music's not gone, but those times haven't.
Yeah. You never know. They might have a reunion. If they do, my old man's at me, he's been to watch all of, big U2 he loved, and AC/DC and all that. So he's been to watch all them, but he never got to watch Oasis. He's a big fan as well. So we've always said if they ever reform, we make sure we get along.
Oh mate, honestly, I can imagine the sales would be through the roof. Yeah. And I tell you what, I feel like grabbing a pair of them and throwing them in the room, saying, "You're not coming out until you bloody sort it out."
Until you sort it out.
Or I'll sort you out. That's what I feel like saying. Get it done, lads. I'm getting too giddy thinking about that. That'd be amazing if they did. Oh, honestly, I was watching. What was I watching? Oh, just some Noel and Liam interviews, how they were talking about each other, how they weren't. I'm like, shut up, you dickhead. Is the best way.
Very
Oh, mate.
hatchet.
And it's good. It's good music going in the gym. I think it's awesome. It gets me jacked. I listen to it on the way to the gym just to get me going. And I go in and they have this awful dance trance stuff that makes you want to get a glow stick and whistle and put a fluorescent UV gel on your face. And jump around. It's awful, but real music.
Yeah. But yeah, real... it's but pre-gym, post-gym, intra-gym, but it's always Oasis.
And is that now going to be your gospel walkout tune everywhere, every time? Is Oasis?
Yeah, well, it's a mix. It's Seven Nation Army and mixed with Supersonic. Obviously, I've walked out the Seven Nation Army. I think every pro fight I've had. So obviously all the boys start cheering, and obviously now we're on a bigger scale in the ice arena. It's a well-known song, so everyone starts to chant along with them. So and then it mixes in nice. So for the foreseeable future, who knows? Perhaps if if we're out in America or wherever, I might switch it up. If we haven't got the hometown boys there to chant, but it'll still be Oasis if I do switch it up. Don't worry.
Get Liam to do a little vocal guest appearance. That'd be good.
That's the dream. Maybe one day they'll you never know. We're fighting for the UFC title. They might say, "You want someone to sing you out?" I say, "Yeah, I got a little idea."
That would be sick. Yeah, man. Honestly, that's going to be awesome. I was going to mention boxing, Lockett. The skill sets that you guys, the work that you guys put in. It's obscene. Obviously, I follow people. If you don't follow Jack on social media, you should do. You can watch it. I see what you guys are doing. I did want to mention that because, obviously we talked before in the past about people underestimate your boxing. Have you been doing anything particular with Gary to work on anything new? Have you guys adjusted? Obviously, don't give away too much, but have you guys been working on anything in particular?
Not enough. Obviously, Scott's a southpaw, so we've just been, harping on, but just drilling that into me. Obviously, the southpaw tendencies, and obviously when I'm in pads, he's in the southpaw stance. But nothing different. The only thing I've been doing a little bit differently is I've been lucky enough to go down and spar with the boys at Gary's gym this camp, which have been obviously, it's an humbling experience to spar. You don't appreciate how good these boxers are, and because I look at all the bantamweights in the world. I think I can hang with any of them boxing wise, but then you don't appreciate how good these boxers are just boxing until you try and just box them yourself. I've been lucky enough. I've sparred a couple of high-level amateur boys. I've sparred Fred Evans as well, who's training with Gary now, who was Olympic silver medalist, and that's humbling to say the least. But sparring, he been getting me some good southpaw boys into sparring, and I feel like it's really brought my my stand-up game on the last couple of weeks as well. But I'm always grafting away. I work with Gary obviously once or twice a week, and obviously I got a good Thai coach now as well. Kru Him, who's from Thailand. He was head Thai coach at AKA Thailand for many years.
Oh, nice.
He's living in Wales now full time. So we get him up once a week. I train a private with him a couple of times a week as well. And he's brought my all round striking as well, as well as my boxing with Gary, which is all for the last couple of years been sharp. Him has just brought my kicks, my elbows, and my knees on as well. And there's so many things with a Thai as well that you can transfer sort of into your wrestling with a clinch work and the trips and just the grips. So I'm evolving all the time. I keep saying it, I keep harping on, but I am honestly getting better. Every single camp and every single fight, I'm seeing myself go up another level. So it's a great time for our gym at the minute. Between obviously my old man and Carl, and then him and Gary, I've got the perfect coaches I need around me, and to constantly develop and just keep getting better.
They don't realise that with Muay Thai, people who don't know Muay Thai that well, it's actually quite a lot of grappling. It's huge. It's a huge part of Muay Thai. Massive.
It's again, it's humbling. In fairness to Crew, he'll spar with us every week, and he literally tells you what he's going to hit with before he hits you with, and then he's like teep, and he'll teep you flying, and then he clinch up with you. You try and Thai clinch with him, exchanging the clinch. You got no. As soon as you even think about tying up, your legs are from under you. They're so good at disrupting your balance and knowing where your balance is off and just taking you flying. And we've been lucky enough now. We've had him at the gym for over a year, so to to say that all our games have gone through the roof, you know, and that's everyone in the gym. So to have him there is an asset to all of us.
Yeah, I've tried to clinch work with some Muay Thai fighters, pro Muay Thai guys, and he's just like, you can't move him. You just it's like they've got a board, a plank in their back, and they're just not moving. You're rigid, and you're like, what is going on? I can double leg anyone, but what is this?
He's so strong. It's like, you know, he's done it all out in Thailand. I think he had something like 120 odd fights. I think he won 80 or 90% of them. He was telling me he's fought, you know, in the Lumpini Stadium, is it? I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Fought, you know, on all the big shows out there. He's done tournaments. He's done the world tournament out there. You know, he's fought Uzu, I suppose, of who was about in his day, and obviously fighting out in Thailand, the level's going to be through the roof anyway. So for the Thai boys, so he's been there, seen it, done it, and he's, you know, transferring now to us lot now and giving us all the just making us better stand-up fighters all the time. And we even managed to get him in the gi as well. We've had him in the gi a couple of times doing a bit of jiu-jitsu. So who knows? You might see him at a couple of grappling comps in years to come.
Yeah, just clinching up and then just taking you down.
Just throwing people.
Yeah. People tapping out, they're getting winded. Man, honestly, I love a bit. I do enjoy Muay Thai, of course. I'm always gonna love the wrestling, but Muay Thai it's fun because there's so much to it. Yeah, that's what, like I say, it's the intricate details of the balance and the trips and the striking, and that's what I love to hear, is that you've got this evolution growing. That you know, the adding those 8 limbs are huge in the fight, and adding them to your arsenal it's only going to make you more deadly. Jack mentioned before that people should follow you on your social media, even if they don't like Oasis. They should still at least follow you to watch your other stuff that you're doing. If they don't like Oasis, I probably suggest you don't even listen to me, because I love Oasis.
There is a lot of fighting material on here as well, so just skip the odd Oasis post.
But where did he jump on those social media, buddy, to give you a follow?
It's Jack Show MMA on Instagram and Twitter, and then Jack Tank Show on Facebook. It's obviously it's not all Oasis. There's a lot of me training, and there's a lot of stuff on there. Obviously, thanks all my sponsors on there as well, so I got to shout them out. I can't name them individually because I know I'll forget someone and someone will be upset. So they're all on there. Obviously, on my fight banner, you know, I'm all constantly sharing their stuff because they do go out their way massively to help me, and I obviously appreciate all local businesses as well, which is nice. So if you see me shouting out my sponsors, give them a follow and a like as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, put your fight banner up, and that'll be absolutely gold for people to see it. And then, last but not least, then Tillery, Lockett, give a shout out to the gyms and the folks that are helping you out in the fight camp, man.
All the boys at Tillery, all my training partners, especially. I do want to give a shout out to Tuck Liddell, Jack Tucker, Grant Elliott, and Owen Parry, who've all been, you know, perfect sparring partners for this camp, even though they're not training for fights themselves. You know, they've all sacrificed their time. You know, they don't have to be out the back room giving me the rounds, but they're there every week, and I can't ask for better training partners. And obviously, Richard Shaw, Carl Parker, Greg Carlo, Gary Lockett and crew, all my coaches, you know, all working what's the word I'm looking for? Working tirelessly, constantly working and pushing me and doing what's best for me. You know, they know me inside out by now, so it's I got full faith in them and what they tell me, and there's no other team I'd want behind me than them guys.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Follow him, support him, but also watch him. Cage Warriors 104 on BT Sport, UFC Fight Pass, probably other media outlets somewhere. And join in on Cage Warriors 104, folks. It's going to be a blast. Jack, thanks for your time, buddy, and have a great time, champ.
Yes, I will do. I'll go out there and enjoy it, and I'm sure I'll speak to you after it, John.